Hello folks, this is Sula speaking, and welcome to another commentary video on League of Legends, this one featuring Janna. In the previous video was a bit of a slow start to the game. I was playing Janna in this solo lane, and you can see I've done pretty well in terms of minion farming. I'm up to about 60 minion kills, and Sona, who I'm laning against, is about the same, but the Malphite player on the other team is much lower than either of us. I've been holding this lane 2 versus 1, which has enabled me to get quite a bit of experience. As you can see, I'm level 11, while the other two champs we're playing against are only level 7. Meanwhile, that's allowed us to push some of the other lanes. So we've actually already pushed down the bottom tower and had a lot of success down there in the bottom lane, getting some kills. And then right there, mostly harmless, has just managed to destroy the middle turret. So now we've gotten the first 2 towers on both bottom lane and in middle lane. That means that our focus will generally shift to up here, and we'll see if we can try to get this tower next. Now Mookie's going to come out of the bushes, and I assumed he's going to initiate here. Not 100% sure what he was trying to do. I'm going to slow Malphite with my Zephyr. And let's see. Well, we're sort of fighting back and forth here, but I guess Mookie's probably didn't have his ult up or something. You can see my Tornado actually does a lot of damage because of the ability power I've got. Anyway, that didn't turn into a kill or anything like that, but we were able to push the lane forward a little bit, harass this team back and forth. I wasn't entirely sure what Mookie was going to do here, and you can see, thanks to that blasting wand, how much extra damage my ability is going to do. Now, anyway, Tristana comes in and tries to gank us. They're going to try to kill me, but I'll pop off Janna's ult and just blow everybody away. And that's going to allow me to try to make my escape, and I shield myself to protect myself from some extra damage, and it looks like that's going to be enough to let me slip away. Now Mookie's going to pop off his ult and trap them next to our tower, and that's going to be enough to get 1 kill, and then he's going to go after Tristana, and it looks like a double kill, each of them killing one another. So their Tristana player killed Mookie, and then Mookie killed their Tristana. So we exchange, we get 2 kills, and they get 1 kill, which is a pretty good exchange for us. And their attempted kill on me turned out not to do anything. They were unable to get me, and Sono is also quite low. So that should open up an opportunity for the rest of our team to do something, and it looks like Cull and Mostly Harmless are going to be pushing forward in the middle lane a little bit. Of course, one of the problems is we're still very early in the game, which means that anyone who gets killed will come back to life very quickly. So that's going to make it more difficult to push, and indeed, Twitch is over there, and Twitch is going to de-stealth, and it looks like he's probably going to push that back. All told, though, a pretty good result for our team, and now that they're concentrating a little bit more in mid, we might have an opportunity here up here in the top lane. So I was trying to hit Sona with my Tornado from out of the bushes, but it looks like she was able to see it coming and get out of the way. In the meantime, she's going to have to be careful because she's pretty low on health, but I'm going to use that to take advantage of farming up these minions. But now Malphite's back, and you can see Malphite is going to make it probably unlikely that I'll get a kill on Sona. Let's see, there's more fighting going on in the middle lane. I'd love to go over and join that, but I can't abandon this lane completely. Their Twitch got a kill on Mostly Harmless. I'm unwilling to leave this lane, and it looks like we got a kill back on their Tristana player. And there you see how my Tornado, since it's fully maxed out. It's level 5 already, and I already have some ability power coming in. You can see how much damage that does. I'm going to take advantage of this to get in some shots on the tower. And if Malphite comes after me, that means he won't be pushing, he won't be killing our minions. That time, I wasn't able to charge up the Tornado fully, which is why it didn't get all those kills. But I can shield myself, get the extra damage from Eye of the Storm, and then use that to finish off these minions. And it looks like I still got most of them, although not all of them. And once again, I'll just continue getting in shots on the tower. There's not a whole lot Malphite can do to stop this. I mean, he can push back this wave of minions, but he can't stop me from getting in a couple extra shots on the tower. So I'm willing to repeat this dance as long as our team is doing well elsewhere. And it looks like we're doing okay in some of the other lanes. So as long as that's the case, I mean, we're pretty good middle lane. We've got 3 down and bottom. As long as they're willing to do this, I will just keep going back and forth here because I'm getting a lot more minion kills than Malphite is. And I've been able to get in some shots on the tower as well. Now here comes the rest of their team. They're going to try to Akali, and Malphite are going to come after me. And I'm going to blow them away with my ultimate using Monsoon. So that was relatively easy. Did I need to use the ultimate there? I'm not 100% sure. I may have been able to get out of that regardless, but it seemed like it was worthwhile to do so. Now there's 2 up here in the lane, and then Akali is still down there, but I'm not too worried just by Akali. I can always shield myself and try to get out of that. So now Mostly Harmless comes in, and Akali stealths herself so that we can't see her. But Mostly Harmless throws down a ward so that she comes back, and she's not invisible anymore. They're going to ignite me, and I'm going to try to shield myself, but I've taken a little bit too much damage. I'm not going to be able to get out of it. And now they're bringing in the whole rest of their team. They're actually bringing 5 up into the top lane, so they're going to get a kill on Mostly Harmless as well. And they actually get 2 kills there and even it up on us. So that's them pulling everybody up into the top lane. Now, here's one thing I want to point out. Donsky, if you see over there, by bringing everyone into the top lane, all 5 people on their team, they're abandoning the other lanes. So instead of coming all the way across the map to try to join up with us, what you should be doing is pushing the other team's towers. Like, if they're going to just abandon middle and abandon bottom, just push down their towers in that lane. You know, punish them for sending everyone on the map into the same lane. As you can see, we've still managed to hold this lane without any real difficulty. But Donsky, you sort of lost a lot of time by walking across the map. You could have just stayed in that bottom lane and probably gotten one of their towers, because by pulling everyone over here, they leave themselves exposed in other areas. And again, I see that Donsky is just sort of in the middle lane, not really achieving a whole much. Don't get me wrong, you know, it's nice to come over and support your teammates, but in this situation, when you're that far away, it's probably better to push the lane, punish them for you know, abandoning the whole rest of the map. Anyway, now we've got a team fight coming in here. Mookie has initiated and thrown down his ultimate that stealths a bunch of them. Now Donsky comes in late, and we're able to get a kill down there at the bottom. Cole gets the kill on Akali. Then Donsky comes in and gets the kill on Trist. And then together we're going to work on Malphite. Donsky gets that kill as well. And now Sona is the only one left up here, and she's just going to try to get out of here. I was going to try to blow her back with my ultimate, but the positioning was bad, so it ended up not doing anything. I was hoping that I could just sort of blow her back into the rest of our team, and that would have been made for an easy kill. And then that I completely missed on a tornado fire there for some reason. But we're going to be able to get this tower without any real difficulty. And looks like we're going to have the full set of towers down. Well, except that there's a nice Fortify from the other team. Not a huge fan of Fortify as a summoner skill, but that did delay us just for a little bit. But nonetheless, they're not going to be able to stop us from getting that tower. Now, if you were watching the minimap when that fight was breaking out, excuse me, they actually had a Twitch player that was pushing our middle lane turret, and Twitch apparently went back to base or tried to come over to support their attack. He probably should have just pushed our middle tower and at least cost us our tower when we were all up there fighting, but he didn't do that either. So that might have been a mistake on their part. And look, here's Twitch. I guess he was hanging out in mid. So we're all going to try to double team him, and are we going to be able to get Twitch? No, apparently. I know it looked like we killed him, but we actually didn't. He used Summoner Flash, and he flashed over the wall there. Made a really nice escape, so they're able to get another kill on us there against Donsky. Alright, but still, the good news is that even though in terms of kills this game is relatively even, we are doing much better in terms of positioning, because we have gotten, you know, we've gotten 3 towers down and they haven't gotten any of our towers, so that's a good sign, obviously. It means that we're definitely ahead in this game at this point in time. So, you know, always remember it's not just about the kills, it's also about what's going on the map. With those towers down, we're going to shift away a little bit from the initial laning phase. We're going to be getting more into sort of the team fight phase of this game, where there's going to be more grouping up and trying to push lanes, that sort of thing, as opposed to having everybody split out. Again, we're in better shape than the other team, not just because of the positioning, but again, also due to our levels. You can see I've managed to get up to level 13 because I've been in the solo lane the whole time. Mostly Harmless is also level 13 from being in that solo lane. Yeah, so their team's overall levels are definitely lower than us, and that's a function of having that jungler, as opposed to their team, which didn't have a jungler. Okay, anyway, let's see what's going on here. That's sort of the status screen. You can see how we're all doing. Overall as a team, we're looking pretty good. We have outkilled them 9-7, so we're a little bit ahead in that area, although it's relatively even. It looks like we're going to be grouping up here and trying to push the middle lane as a team, or at least push back this attack, because doesn't seem to be all that much going on in some of the other lanes right now. It looks like top is going to need some attention in a minute, but we're okay for the moment at least. Once we get Mostly Harmless up here, I think we're going to push forward and see what we can do. because, well, I mean, they have quite a few players on their team in the middle lane as well. But you see Mookie was able to initiate there, and he was able to get in a stun on Sona. And that, combined with attacks from the rest of our team, is going to get down Sona first, which is great. Sona's a good one to kill. Here comes the rest of the enemy team, and I probably should use my Janna ult to blast them out of the way here, but I don't for some reason. I want to shield Donsky, but that skill's on cooldown. He's able to, it looks like he's able to flash out of that and survive. So we're still up one person. Now I'm going to use my Monsoon just to heal up everybody. And that's not as good as blowing the enemy team out of the way, I don't think. But it is going to help us out here because we'll be refreshed from that last heal. Then Mookie initiates with another bandage toss, and then that allows us to get the kill on Malphite. So once again, great work, Mookie. And then once we get that stun on Malphite, we're able to send in the rest of the team and then start to get, that allows us to net another kill. So again, we've still got 5 here, and you can see Akali's down in that bottom lane, so she's a little bit out of position. I mean, she's dealing with another advance there, but it means we're probably going to be able to get this tower because we have all 5 of us here working together, and indeed, we're going to push on this one and get it down. Now we'll see what we can do, see if we can make progress on the next tower as well. Even though we're relatively early in the game here, we might be able to get in there and get in a few shots on it. But ultimately, we decide that it would make more sense, instead of trying to push that tower, to slip over here and try to get in some attacks on this bottom lane tower, while the rest of the enemy team was over there in the middle lane. Of course, we've been pushing for quite a while now, so we've taken some damage, we've taken some, we're a little low on mana, but nonetheless, we're going to be able to push and get this tower. And so we've been able to get 2 towers on this particular one. And then Mookie's trying to initiate on Twitch, but his bandage trust actually hits Malphite instead, an invisible Malphite, back behind the wall. So that was a little unfortunate. We probably could have gotten Twitch if that had hit the right person. Anyway, we're going to back over here, and the initial thought was to go back to base, but one of the people on our team had clarity. I think it was mostly harmless, not certain. And then with the rest of the enemy team pushing forward, we decided, okay, well, if they really want to fight, we can probably initiate and fight them here. So Mookie gets off a great stun on the other team right in the middle of them. The problem was that Twitch wasn't with the rest of the team. He was over there on the left side, and we felt compelled to go after and get him first. And while we were doing that, that meant that some of their team was able to get in and kill 2 of us. So Mookie gets killed, Donsky gets killed. Now we're going to focus Malphite, which is sort of a mistake because Malphite is the enemy team's tank, but Cole manages to slip out of there with just a little bit of life left, so that's a nice escape. Now we're going to go after this Tristana and this Sona, but the problem is that Sona can keep healing them, so as mostly harmless shoots at the enemy team's Tristana. Sona is healing the other team's character, and so that's why we end up losing that battle there. They had Sona healing, and then Sona actually not only has her own heals, but she also had Summoner heal, as I mentioned in the previous video. So that's why we end up losing that fight. But overall, I think that we still traded, still exchanged some kills there, and we were also able to get that tower. So on the whole, definitely a plus for us. And here, I was trying to figure out what item to buy next. I didn't have a firm sense for what my next item should be. Since I didn't have a firm sense, I just decided I'd pick up 2 wards. And because both Twitch and Akali are in this game, you might as well just buy the Vision wards as opposed to the standard normal ones. You might as well spend the extra gold and get the ones that reveal stealth units with 2 characters that can go invisible. Okay, anyway, we're going to try to go for the dragon next, which the other team is not defending, which they definitely should be doing, but they don't appear to be defending this one. So we'll pull 4 people over here, and together, all of us will be able to take down the dragon pretty easily without any real trouble. Now, the other team is going to respond by going after our mid tower, and in fact, I should have been watching this. I could have pulled off from the dragon and come in here and tried to get those minions so they couldn't get our tower. So we're going to be able to get a kill on Twitch, and I used my ultimate to make sure he couldn't slip away, but he actually already died. Then we're going to get the kill on Malphite, so we get 2 kills, and in exchange they get our mid tower. Was it worth it? Probably not. Anyway, stick around and for part 3 coming up next.